Oh, I gotta hit him with it before we start. It's recording, but. All right. All right. Welcome to the porch, you guys. We're gonna jump into some sports tonight. We're gonna talk about a little bit of Christmas because that, it's the holiday seasons, and then real talk's gonna be real tonight. So, yeah, I said that. What's up? So, I do want to dedicate the episode to a childhood friend of mine who passed away this week, Kresean Bowens. I love you, buddy, and prayers are with your brother and your family and friends. So, he's also a big sports guy. So let's jump
Cheers
right.
to the
Yeah, let's
homie.
give it. Yeah, let's raise a glass. Yeah,
To the homie.
big sports guy. So we'll dedicate the whole episode, but I know that he's looking down and appreciates some good sports talk. So we'll hop right over into it. All right, welcome to the sports segment, you guys, where we're going to talk about soccer, football, and basketball tonight. We're going to kick things off. The World Cup is coming to the grand old US of A in 2026, which is in like 3 days. Just kidding. Honestly, the groupings seem so fair that it's almost boring.
Yeah, those first series groups of matches are not very good. If we're just being honest, I would love to see some surprises and upsets. That's what makes, the World Cup great.
Yeah.
But there's no group of death really in this as there is in cups past, and pretty much the big names in the groups that you expect to win, if they don't win, that's the surprise of the tournament
That's a
because they
headline.
should all just be waltzing into the knockout rounds
Yeah.
at this point because it looks pretty bad from a grouping standpoint.
I don't know if it looks bad because it's like you're gonna like in theory we talked about having the best teams in the playoff in the college football. This in theory will have and should have the best teams in the next round. So
For sure, I mean there is that, but those big matchups that
yeah.
we look forward to, like in the beginning stages of the World Cup, you're like, oh man, who's gonna make it out of these
You can
groups? And
miss
you're like,
the first 2 weeks and be fine.
yeah, you legitimately could just turn into the knockout rounds and be like, yep, everybody that I expect to be here should be here.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be some surprises, but
Korea.
yeah, for the most part, it's very top heavy for all the groups. There's really only one that stands out in each one. So
I know David's pick.
Tulane.
Wrong sport. I know David's pick.
No.
I don't know Cody or Seth's pick. Who do y'all have winning the 2026 World Cup here in the States?
Who's my pick?
Well, it's the same pick that you always have.
Has been since high school.
Yes, sir. It's Germany.
And they're in a that's not a hard group. Yeah, they should win that one. I actually don't even know the roster that well right now. Yeah, I'll go with Germany is the one I'm pulling for. I don't know if I have a front runner that I think will actually win it.
I mean,
I got a feeling who I would think Cody would choose, but
I mean Spain. Yeah, I would like to see Spain win, but I think top to bottom, I think the team that I think is going to win. I really think this is the year England wins it.
That's a good take.
I think England wins this
Man,
World Cup.
I can only hope as such a huge like England national team supporter at this stage. Like that's been my international team for the longest time. Growing up, watching the Premier League, knowing those players, seeing the revolving door of literally just Hall of Fame talent that has put that jersey on for the Three Lions, and then just come up short time and time again, like on the biggest stages. It's it's tough, man. It's really tough to watch.
I don't think
But
England makes it out of the group stage.
out of the group stage,
I said it.
That's wild. That's probably a hotter take than Derek White scoring 27 points a game. That's up there.
I'm going Croatia,
Um,
Panama. Croatia, Panama.
Jesus Christ, get
Clip
out
it.
of here.
Clip it.
I don't watch the whole soccer thing. Not my sport. Didn't like it. Right?
Well, you just put a spell on everybody.
Didn't like it. But we were on one Sunday 4, maybe 8 years ago. I can't remember what World Cup it was. One of the
Yeah,
two
all right.
times ago. However long the World Cup happens, one or two World Cups ago, I followed one player and one player only because they kept screaming his name. Mbappe. Whoever the fuck he plays for, that's who's going to win it all. He's going to be in his prime.
That is my actual pick to win it all. I want England to win. That would be fantastic for me. But I think history repeats itself, and France wins the World Cup like they did back in '94 here in the States. Is when they won the World Cup.
Well, here's a good. Let's go with this. So we all know like our favorites. Let's go with like a dark horse because I have one that I'm gonna call a dark horse. I don't really believe it, but if things are scripted, it would be a good script. I'm going to go with Portugal.
That would be my dark horse as well in that sense because Messi wins the last World Cup, gets his World Cup. This is supposed to be Ronaldo's last World Cup venture. Dude, he's probably the most physically fit soccer player in the world. He
might be 40. The most physically fit athlete. Like,
that dude is the definition of what a machine is. So if Portugal wins, and they've got a lot of talent, so they really do. And if they win and Ronaldo's standing there holding that World Cup, and then that's it, man, I could only hope that was the case, man. I'm a huge Ronaldo guy. A lot of us on this podcast are, especially with the ties to Man United. So that would be incredible to experience if Ronaldo can finally get one.
All right, Sip definitely does have a dark horse. He doesn't even know when the World Cup is played. Cody, you got a dark horse?
Norway, baby.
I'm gonna go with the home team.
Norway, hey, that's the team.
I thought about the home team. We look good, dude. We do look good.
Filipino's got them looking better now than they have in the last decade, easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, fuck it. I'll go home team. I'll go USA as the dark horse.
I thought about it.
I would just like to see them get to the round of 8.
I'm just happy that they made it to the World Cup.
True story. I would just like to see them get to the round of 8, like at home. Some kind of magic, something. I would like to see them do well, perform well, and not just be abysmal, and then after the group stage they're just not even there. They don't even make it to the knockout round.
Because that's the goal, right? The goal for America is let's get out of the group stage. They do that, woo, and like we've accomplished everything in the world. Yeah,
and then at that point, hey, you might get lucky, you might draw one of the weaker teams, and you might win. Every single game you play, no matter where it is, whatever stadium it is a home game.
Imagine if the final was the U.S. and England. Because it did back 1776, baby.
Dude, that'd be great. And
baby.
Do it in. If that was the case, I want the finals moved from Dallas. I want that shit played in Boston. We're going to the Tea Party. I want the Continental Army and the Redcoats out in that joint, just in full display. I want to see Mel Gibson out there. And Dave Beckham just
Mel Gibson
at the 50, bro. Just giving it at the half yard. Just putting them up.
Yep. Oh my god.
That'd be incredible.
All right, so World Cup, plenty to talk on there, especially as it comes around. NFL playoff picture's kind of shaping itself right now. The Colts we're done talking about the Colts for probably forever. So, I'm
Yeah.
not.
I
I'm,
think
I'm
I'm
more
gonna get to it
I'm
next
more
year.
disappointed in that team right now than I've ever been disappointed in myself. So,
Let's be
playoff
honest here.
playoff pictures. Bills look pretty. Bills are starting to turn it around a little bit. Patriots. I'm not gonna say they slowed down. They just lost a decent game. Pittsburgh. Are they in the talk? You said they were potentially winning the division.
Yeah,
Let's
that
be
division has
Definitely.
been terrible all year long.
honest.
So.
And our Super Bowl win is gonna come from the NFC this year.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the Rams.
Rams. I mean,
Don't hate it.
49ers also look solid.
Who?
49ers.
49ers.
They're gonna lose this weekend.
Man, you must have bumped your head, son.
What do you mean?
under Shanahan,
Bro,
always
the
goes against
49ers, yeah,
injuries.
Kyle Shanahan can't win a Super Bowl, bro. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
It's just the injuries.
look
The
good,
injuries
dog.
are what's going to stop them.
Mm-mm.
Injuries, they have two. Granted, it's two good players. But
They have two right
you're
now.
right.
Look, injuries. They only have like key players that are hurt. Like,
Brother, at one
I
point
mean-
in time this year, the 49ers had out Joey Bosa, George Kittle, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey. Like, they only
And
have
They had
two
basically the
injuries
starting,
right now.
yeah.
And
But
now-
there's still 4
and-
weeks left in the season, and I don't trust their health.
Perfect. They had those. They had Brock Purdy, George Kittle, and McCaffrey out at one point, and they're still what? 9-5.
brother, the Colts.
Now they have
The Colts
George
are 9
Kittle
and
back,
5.
Brock Purdy back, and McCaffrey back.
I don't even think they're going to win their division.
Y'all whack.
All right, you know who I take?
I don't think they will. Seattle is right there. Oh wait, who's actually the division leader? Oh, it's the Rams.
The Rams
It's
are
the
good.
Rams.
The Rams are good.
I
The
mean, the
Seahawks have
49ers
had
may get
a-
third in the division. They may get third in the division.
The Seahawks have had a cakewalk of a season so far. And don't get me wrong, I think they're good, but I think they're in the same spot as the Patriots where they're going to get proven wrong by a better team in the playoffs.
In the playoffs,
I'm
I
a
mean,
Bills
as far
fan.
as
I'm
getting
saying
there,
that.
like I don't think.
I got a Super Bowl
They're-
pick.
All three are going to get there, the playoffs.
I got a
We
Super
decided
Bowl
to
winner
make the
already.
playoffs.
Who's that?
All right, who is it?
Josh Allen and the Bills take it this year.
God, I hope not.
Oh, you got a dad
I
friend
love
now.
it. I think Allen deserves it.
All his crypto. Hey,
Deserves
here's the
a
thing.
Super Bowl.
Here's the thing. All his
Bitch,
kryptonite.
who deserves the Super Bowl?
All his kryptonite. And reasons he can't get to the Super Bowls are not in his way this year. I think he turns it on the rest of the season. I think he brings in a hot playoff. I just think that I'm calling the Bills. Go Tulane, baby.
Love it. Personally, I like Josh Allen. I mean, I think I could live with a little bit less looking for calls during games.
That's my
But-
biggest hang up, man. Is when he
Every
started,
quarterback does it. Every quarterback does
man,
it.
there's a different kind of level, bro. Like when you out there flopping like primetime LeBron to get like, you 6'5", 240, brother. This guy tapped you on the head and you fell down like you got hit by a car. Like
Sniped.
you're good enough to win games. You don't need that. You don't need that. You don't. That's the same issue I have with Mahomes. When Mahomes was doing the same shit. Luckily, all the karma came back this year, and them sideline runs he started having where people were throwing flags and shit like that, and he started getting blasted. They were like, nah. NFL said, we got a precedent this year. If you're going to do that and you're going to be a runner, guess what? You're going to have to take what comes with it.
Bah.
So I'm glad that shit went out the window this year. Do you have any
Bills
teams?
in 5.
Do you have any teams that you like think potentially could win that aren't gonna get there as far as someone who's a surprise in the playoffs this year that they're like you mentioned the Jaguars,
That's what
right?
I'm
Like they're
thinking of
playing
right now,
really
yeah.
well. So do you have a team that you're like, hey, they potentially could win, but do you think they're gonna fall short?
Titans come to mind.
Dave.
Yeah.
Broncos.
Go Tulane. Oh.
The Broncos.
Buccaneers.
The Broncos.
I mean, they're gonna be the 1 seed, so I mean, like that's tough to say.
Yeah,
when,
I don't think they're. I don't.
The 1 seed in the worst division possible.
I don't trust Bo Nix enough that they're going to make the Super Bowl.
Oh, the
They might get one
Broncos.
win and make the AFC Championship game, but that's as far
I'm
as
gonna go with
it goes.
Jags. I go Jags here.
See, my pick for this is the Bears, actually. Clearly, the Bears have had an incredible season thus far. Caleb Williams is coming in as advertised. They've been running the ball really well. And of course, it looks like the Bears defense is what it's supposed to be again, and they're playing great on the defensive side of the ball. So they're one of those teams, man, that they match up well with a lot of these teams rolling into the playoffs. But I think that just the lack of experience is going to end up catching them up, and the lights get a little too bright for Caleb and the offense at some point, and then they falter. Now, whether that's in the first round matchup or whether that's they make the NFC Championship game and they lose to the Rams, but either way, shout out to the Bears for, gambling on taking Caleb,
Sticking
all
to
that
him.
that came with it, and then sticking with them, getting the head coach in, finding the right guy to run the right system, utilizing the weapons that they got, and turning that whole boat around, man.
I feel like there's a team that hasn't been mentioned that we need to talk about, and it's with the quarterback who started off as probably the hottest quarterback in the NFL, and that's the Chargers.
Obviously, you're talking about old Herbie.
Yeah, dog. The Chargers are not a team to fuck with. Solid defense, solid quarterback, solid offensive line, solid.
That
everything.
offensive line is not solid, brother. That offensive line is held together by glue and dreams.
It wasn't, but now it's looking
So are all my
solid.
magazines, baby.
It's still not the same, man.
Don't
It's still
have
not the
either
same.
starting
Trust me.
back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a team worth mentioning.
Yeah,
Headed
if Joe Alt comes back and Joe Alt is healthy, that's one thing. We know that Slater's not coming back because he's on the IR. Like that's it. Like he's out for the year, and they haven't had him all year. But if Alt can come back, then we'll see. But it's shaky at best, man. Herbert, I don't think gets enough credit for what he can create and what he can do behind such a shoddy offensive line. So we'll see, man. I'm excited for the playoffs to get here. To me, that's always going to be the best part of football season is the playoffs. So, like, when everything is one and done and you're out of there, like
It's different.
it's the best. It's a different atmosphere, different animal. You're like, this is what you watch the sport for.
And finally, a off season with no Chiefs.
Praise Jesus.
Yep.
All right, guys, that's our sports segment for the week. Cannot wait for the World Cup to come to the great old US of A, and playoffs are around the corner for the NFL. So hit us with your opinions on what you think. I already know Johnny G's going Bills. I'm going to have to support him this year. So stay tuned. We're going to jump right over into our porch picks with Sippy. Sippin'. McMillan.
Bang, bang.
Big bang. All right. Jumping right over. All right, welcome back to the porch picks for this week. Sip is back up and running, and I think we've banned Jamar Chase from the channel from now on. So
Yep. Fuck that guy.
hit him with your picks for this weekend.
All right, so weekend and Monday. I got one piece going on Monday. So we got we got the Chiefs money line versus the Titans. Granted, no Mahomes, but come on, they got to beat the Titans still.
You
know?
Yeah, you hope.
2, we got Vikings money line versus the Giants.
Okay, I don't hate
For
that.
some reason, supposed to be a close game, but they should get it done.
Nice.
3rd pick, another money line. Buccaneers over the Panthers.
Buccaneers over the Panthers. Yeah, that should be a lock, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah,
all right. 3 money lines is crazy.
Cool. 3 money lines. And we got DK Metcalf for 60 receiving yards versus the Lions.
All right, I like it.
For pick 5, we got Quinshawn Judkins for 70 rushing yards versus the Bills.
I don't know who that is.
Dog on the Browns.
Okay, I know the Bills. I know the Bills are like 29th in the league on rushing yards allowed. So.
And Judkins is a dog rookie.
Right. Well, yeah, the Browns will draft some good ones.
And for the 6th pick on Monday Night Football, we're gonna take Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown versus the Colts.
That one stings, but I like it.
Yeah, I know it is gonna hurt you, but you like it.
That's all right. All right. Well, that's your it's a 6-piece this week again.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's our 6-piece this week. We're gonna jump right over to Echoes of the Porch. Echoes of the Porch this evening is going to be looking back on Christmas. Christmas is right around the corner, you guys. So we're going to look back on some good old stuff. So the first thing I want to look back on, do you guys have, like, other than the basics, like cookies and milk, do you guys have Christmas traditions that you did in your house as kids that you might continue as an adult? With your kid.
Absolutely.
What you got?
So my mom was always a big proponent of like making Christmas candies every single year. And, of course, you get the traditional stuff. My favorite, and now that my wife also has that recipe and made them this year, she would make peanut butter balls, also known as Buckeyes, which are just diabolically good. Like, I don't know how I ain't at least a type 2 after all that she made the other day. I even took some to work and was sharing them with the guys, and they were like, Jesus Christ, this is fantastic. And I was like, oh, buddy, I know. That, and my big thing, too, that I also enjoy is peppermint bark.
Yep.
For whatever reason,
yep.
I always love peppermint bark, and I actually have a whole slew of peppermint bark in the kitchen still from where she made some the other day.
That'd be good.
For me, Christmas tradition as a kid, one was the classic Christmas Eve gift. I don't know if you guys did that in your house. I think that's a pretty.
Yeah, we got to open one on Christmas.
We had to
Eve.
beg, dude. We had to beg Mama G for hours. She knew the answer was eventually yes, but we had to beg for that shit. So, another one is we put out reindeer food in the front lawn. I feel like that's a pretty regular one. Taylor makes fudge every year. So speaking of dog, different types.
Ooh.
Different types. Just peppermint fudge, peanut butter fudge, caramel fudge, cum fudge. Dude.
I need care packaging, especially with that last one in there.
That's what I'm saying, big dog. So, yeah, I don't have I think a lot of mine are pretty classic Christmas traditions, and then the fudge thing is awesome. I mean, I do the eating part. I don't do the actual making part. So.
Yeah, my grandma make Rocky Road fudge every year for Christmas. So, yeah, that was always something I look forward to.
Yeah.
My mom will make it now sometimes. I want to say last year she did. I don't think she did the year before, but usually she tries to. And oh, dude, it's different. That's just fucking banging.
I gotta say this. I'm so curious to know what Christmas traditions are in the Griggs household. Like so, like
What?
dude, this is the same dad that told me he thought about trading you in for a carton of cigarettes.
Well, you gotta remember, my dad hasn't been in the house since I was like 9. So
Probably for that very reason that he tried to bargain him for a carton of cigarettes. The line was drew on that day.
A tradition in my house is my family has been like for the kid to get a new Christmas ornament every year, and that's something I want to grow into my kids at one point.
Yeah.
And hopefully that be that.
I like that. My next one involves Santa Claus.
Yeah.
How old are you when he touched you the first time?
I was 3.
You talking about the real one or like my uncle dressed as Santa Claus? Like which one?
All right. So, but for real. So, how did you find out that Santa wasn't real? And if you think Santa's real, I'm sorry, the podcast is about to break it to you, and this will be the way you figure it out. But
Mine was horrible.
Wait, he's not real?
right.
Break the news. Yeah, no, I'll go. Mine was, specifically bad. I was probably 8 or 9. I think 8, because that would have made my sister about 2.
12.
And, right. 18. No. I was having a conversation with my mom, and she was saying something about some gift for my sister. And she's like, oh, yeah, from Santa Claus. And she just looks at me dead in the face, straight face, and said, you know he's not real, right? And I was like, yeah. And just had to play it off, and then I went to my room and cried. Oh, it was bad, dude. It was so bad, and that's how I found out. It wasn't like a whole sit down, like, hey, this is how it is. Nope, just got slapped in the face with it as an 8-year-old.
So my experience, I was at a bar at Southern Miss, and so
bar. You at 21?
I was 22, and some dude was like, "Merry Christmas, man," and that's not what happened. My mom said I figured it out in like 2nd grade. I guess I was an intelligent 2nd grader or something. I don't know how old a 2nd grader is, but probably 8. Probably just figured out normal. Probably there's no cool story here. I wasn't, I don't think I exploded or anything.
Yeah. That's pretty much where I'm at with mine. I was always super curious about trying to find all these presents and whatnot before Christmas. And then my mom had already like done up all the tags, and some of the tags said like from Santa to me, and I'm like, pretty early on that. It's November, and she already has Santa's Christmas presents. I'm pretty sure that cat's not real.
Or she got the hookup with Santa.
And then I put 2 and 2 together, and then I asked her about it, and then she was like, yeah, he's not real. And I was like, I didn't think so. All right, well, that's cool. I appreciate it, Mom.
The hell is that noise?
The sound of Santa Claus not coming.
That was weird. Okay. Sip, how are you? I'm just assuming you never believed because you're probably told when you were 1.
No, I was like 6 or 8, and I thought I was a bad boy, and I was crying one night, and my fucking dad was just like, just wanted me to shut me the fuck up, and was like, shut the fuck up, kid. Santa's not even real. Your presents are already in there. Just shut the fuck up and go to your room.
Sounds accurate. Bring me a beer.
Bring me a beer.
When this happened, like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, not bad.
I actually watched it happen in real life. All right, so I actually really like this last take for Christmas. What are some of your most memorable gifts? I got one that comes to mind immediately. It is probably pre-sip if I had to guess.
I have a few good ones.
Well, I think this was like we all wanted this under the tree when we were a kid. Nintendo 64.
That's a good one.
That was dude. The
I
moment
had one when I was born.
the
so-
moment that was opened on Christmas morning, you just knew, man.
Yeah, I probably got, if I had to run down a quick top three, number one is always going to be like getting Pokemon Blue, like in December of 1998. I got Pokemon Blue released like September 28th, 1998. I got that thing for Christmas, and the rest is history. Because as most people know, as far as that are friends or anything like that, I absolutely love Pokemon. I still play Pokemon. And uh, number two, gotta be PlayStation 2, the greatest console of all time.
That was another one.
And
Yep.
yeah, and past that one, it's gotta be the first Christmas that I ever had with Judy. She bought me a Pat Tillman salute to service Cardinals jersey. And for those people that don't know, Pat Tillman is a huge, huge hero in my life. I think he's one of the greatest people that's ever walked this planet. Just an absolutely fantastic person for what he did in his life, what he gave up to go defend this country in one of the worst times we've ever had. Just an incredible, incredible person. And I actually wore that jersey the day of my wedding and walked into the venue with some of these guys in here, and I wore it that day. And I told myself, I'm gonna wear it on this day, then I'll never wear it again. Like that was the last time, like our first Christmas together, that was the last time I ever wanted to wear it. So then now I'm gonna put it in a frame and then put an American flag in there with it, and then hang it up on my wall. So I always have that memory to look at.
That's awesome.
Yeah, mine. I got two. One of them is my PlayStation 2. I remember
Was it Slim?
unwrapping it.
PS2 Slim?
I did have a PS2.
Yeah. Gangsta kids had that Slim.
It was a silver one. It was a silver Slim. But unwrapping it
Bro,
and seeing that
He
blue
still
box,
got it.
That's Timu.
I do still have it.
He still has it.
And the other one I remember is it was the set of 5 of the Power Rangers Turbo that were cars,
Oh yeah.
and you could like undo them and turn them into the Megazord.
Yep.
Oh, brother, that morning you can tell me. Yeah, I was zooming around them living room, undoing them, putting them together. Oh, dude, it was the best. Those are the two that stick out to me the most.
And Sip, I'm gonna
That's
guess
the two that stick out
was a
to
carton
me.
of cigarettes.
Yeah.
The first 40.
The first two is that I can think about is my dad get me a pack of cigarettes when I was 12 years old. No, I'm just kidding. The two that I can think about is probably my Xbox 360 when I was 7. Got me into gaming, and that's my life now, obviously. And 2 is probably a wallet that my dad gave me with a heartfelt message in the middle of it.
Wow.
Yeah, I still have
Yeah.
yet to use a wallet for an actual wallet, just because it meant that much to me.
Does it say something like you're worth more than a carton of cigs?
He goes, "You're worth more than at least a half a pack of cigarettes." A full pack we'll think about, but a half a pack, yes.
Oh my
Hey
god.
man, half back in this economy. I mean, I hear it.
Dude, a carton of cigs now might be worth a kid. All right, guys. So that's Echoes on the Porch. Just looking back on Christmas a little bit. We obviously wish you guys a Merry Christmas. The next episode will come out after Christmas. So, uh, hopefully you can look back. Drop down in the comments your favorite gift that you can remember getting as a kid for Christmas. We're gonna jump right over into the real talk portion, and stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back to the real talk portion of tonight's show. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, dedicating this episode 7 to my childhood friend Kresean, which kind of brings us into our topic for tonight. We're going to talk about how people handle loss, more specific men, because that's just who we are. While watching, silence is okay. Like if you don't want to answer a question, you don't have to answer a question. Some things hit harder than others for different people. But I thought this was a great topic because I'm clearly going through a little bit right now. This will be my first time talking about it. So we're just gonna jump right in there. So, my first question for tonight, who was the first loss that really changed the way you see life?
So, you said you just lost a childhood homie, right? And I'll go into small detail because it's not important, but I lost two very important homies in my life very young while I was in high school. Both of them murders, and it sucked, granted, but I was a kid. Laughed, joked, had what I had to do to get through shit. Another guy I just lost as a child homie 3, maybe 4 weeks ago. I didn't talk about it to you guys, but in high school we didn't know we knew each other, but we didn't talk at all. This dude was there for me when I posted shit through Facebook, whatever the fuck it was. He messaged me, he hit me up, was like, yo, I'm there for you. We talked maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks. I don't know what his situation was. He just passed away a month ago, and I don't know why, but it hit me harder than anyone else that I've known so far. And granted, we weren't close, we weren't anything, but he was there for me when I needed shit, and that's what matters, I guess. And
yeah,
felt that. So rest in peace, Shane.
So mine, this is probably going to sound really weird. When you talk about the first time you experience loss, my first time experiencing loss wasn't even a person. It was my childhood dog that I got. That's what taught me about. That's when I started to ask questions about death and dying and what happens. Like it took something like that. I got Australian Shepherd puppy whenever I was probably 3 or 4 years old. Her name was Kate, and I think I was 7 or 8 when she passed away. The house we were living in at the time, like, butted up close to a busy road, and she got hit by a car, and I wasn't home whenever it happened. My mom was home, and she actually died in my mom's arms. So whenever I got home from school that day, she had to tell me that. And as most of y'all know, like, my emotional connection that I have to, like, dogs specifically, animals in general, but dogs specifically, like, that broke my little 7-year-old heart.
Yeah.
Literally from that point on until I'm 33 years old, until I got Xena, I never owned another female dog because of the emotional attachment that I had to Kate. Like it literally stuck with me that long that I didn't want to allow myself to get so close to having another female dog like that because it literally I think about it all the time, man. I was like, I didn't, and credit to Judy. Judy wore me down whenever we first got Ranger. I didn't want another blue Merle. Kate was a blue Merle. I didn't want another one. I wanted to get like a red Merle or a red Tri, something like that. I didn't want a blue Merle. She was dead set on getting a blue Merle. She loved the blue eyes, everything like that. So when we got Ranger, I was like, okay, you know, this is kind of starting to years and years and years later, this healing process finally starts to take place. And then she's like, hey, I want to get another one. She's like, I want to get a girl. How do you feel about that? I'm like, oh man, I don't. And then she sent me the picture of Xena, and I was like, absolutely. And I was at work. I was working offshore still, and I got home and I saw that little puppy for the first time. I'm gonna cry thinking about it. I saw Xena for the first time, and I was like, "Yep, here we go." And then ever since then, that has been my little mamacita, and I absolutely. But and I think a lot of stuff gets glossed over. You know, when you talk about you lose people, and that first teaches you something. But a lot of that, especially like as a kid, and that trauma that you first experience in death comes with the death of a pet or something along those
Yeah.
lines where you like, hey, this now it's real because I mean, realistically, the life expectancy for a pet is a lot shorter than it is for a human.
Mhm.
So when you have that for the first time and when you see that really start to take place, that's really the foundation, what builds loss. So
Yeah. I've had a few of those along the way. Um,
Mhm.
RIP Spark.
nah, dog. Don't even. I got. I get just chills, man. Yeah, I got a few. My first one, my first experience that I can think of with loss when I was a kid. I lived in Gulfport at the time, so I was young. But my baby cousin died from a procedure with brain cancer, and I can't do funerals. Like they fuck me up. Um, I went to my grandmother's. I've grown out of that a little bit. I suck it up and I do it. Doesn't mean it doesn't fuck me up. Like I do not do well with those. I'm an emotional person. It is what it is. Like um, that was a big one. Sparky's huge, dog. That dog I got in second grade. No bullshit. Got this dog in second grade, and he died. Like we had to put him down at some point when I was at Southern Miss. Like that dog, we put him down at 22 years old. That shit is crazy. Like people don't get dogs for 22 years, man. That motherfucker's got the craziest stories. He's part of my Christmas traditions. Like he would eat shit out of our stockings, no matter where you put them. The dude ate paintballs. He'd bring dead animals, snakes, birds. How the fuck is he catching birds? He'd bring dead shit into the house and lay it on my mom's lap. Like that dude was like legitimately when you talk about like a real glue or connection to the family, like that dude was there from second grade till through college. Like that's he's there for more than 2/3 of my life, which is crazy. Um but my big one that I would say kind of like that changed the way I see life. I have two there. One's my Meemaw, which is my mom's mother. Um, that's just a hard one, man. I know that's hard on my mom, but that was a big one for me. She taught me a lot of things growing up: respect, how to treat a woman, and just how to be a better person. The other one that I was told about when I was in Massachusetts, I actually like had to. call my admin to my classroom. I couldn't. I tried to to be there, and I sent him. I sent him a text like, "Hey, like I need someone to come watch my classroom." So I just went outside, and that was tough. Was my Mimi is you guys know Kennedy, my adopted sister?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
So they were neighbors when I lived in Gulfport on the Navy base. They're the reason I'm a Colts fan. She's the reason I'm a Colts fan. Um, she's like it's my second mom. Like, so that was a hard one. But it really, when I say that it changed the way I see life, she was such a free spirited person that it really makes me like grateful for things and grateful for life and living in the moment. Like that's how she was. So that's the one I would say really changed the way I see life because it just happened, out of nowhere for me. And yeah, that was a tough one. So
And now that I think about it, another big one to me that David also kind of experienced with my dad was my Uncle Matt.
That was tough, and I don't even know him.
That was a tough one. It hurt me, 33-year-old, taken way too young.
It's that's a crazy one, dude. That one actually speaks a lot to your dad's character because it happened we were at a match when his dad got the news, and I was like, and I said, dude, like if you can't play, it's all good, man. Like we can forfeit. Like it is what it is. And this cat was like crying, right? 'Cause it's his brother, right?
Yeah, brother.
Crying, man. And he was like, no, like I'm gonna try. And we pulled out the match, whatever. It's not important, but yeah, that was one of those. It was one of those times where you see a man in your life, like Johnny's a strong dude, right?
Yeah.
He's he's emotional, like in a positive way usually, but like he's one of those guys that's an older generation guy in your life, and when you see one of those cats break down, it hurts. Like everyone around them hurts.
Yeah,
so,
that one hurt me.
Yeah,
with him being hurt.
That's a core memory for me. That day is a core memory for me. Like that's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest one for me is always going to be, clearly, what I spoke about before was the first time that I had to deal with something like that. But barring anything, God willing, it doesn't happens to Judy or Easton. The biggest one in my life is always going to be losing my dad.
Yeah.
And with that coming unexpectedly, my dad was in such poor health that at the time that whenever I got married, he couldn't even make the wedding because it was just too far for him to travel. So he didn't get to see me get married. And then fast forward 2 months later, I'm out of town, uh, visiting some buddies, taking a trip, for New Year's in Dallas. And I literally get a call New Year's Day with my mom telling me that he had passed away. So now that I sit here and I have a son and it's his first Christmas and we're a few weeks out from, yet another holiday without him, like this time of the year just gets harder and harder. And I'm sure it will be even more hard now moving forward that I do have a son and I get to celebrate and start traditions with him. And then like my dad's not here during these times and for that. And when Easton gets a little bit older and clearly old enough to understand, and I can tell him about my dad, like tell him about his pawpaw and the kind of man that he was and what he did in his life, what he did for me, the sacrifices that he made. And, Cody can tell you, Cody spent a lot of time at my house growing up that my dad was like the community dad. Um, if people had issues going on, we when we got to the age of like where we all had cars, if hey, like my car's not acting right or something like that, my dad's just like, hey, just tell him bring it by the house. Didn't matter if we were best friends, if he had never met this person, anything like that. My dad was always there to help people. Was always inviting to have people in his home. Loved to have like my friends around, and basically they became his other children. So to lose, not just my dad, but a lot of people around me, like my friends included, took that loss really hard as well. To see somebody that pretty much was a second father to a lot of them pass away, and it's tough, man. It's really really tough
Mhm.
to just figure it out, and to see my mom struggle with it has been hard. To see my little brother Justin struggle with it, not having a dad,
Yeah.
it took me 12 years to get a father, and then he's known one all his life, and then to have that unfortunately happen to him, it's tough, man. It's an all around situation. I hope that nobody has to deal with that, with losing their dad too soon, that they get to have those experiences with like their children meeting their parents and everything. Like it's one of those things that's going to bother me for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
around the holidays, around his birthday, football season, whatever it may be, like those moments that I shared with him, and then not to have those moments anymore. It's hard, man.
Yeah.
I
Well,
won't get into big
well,
detail, but
Cody hasn't got to speak at all.
oh, Cody, go ahead.
Uh, you go real quick. I mean, before this, I ain't gonna stop you if you wanna roll.
What's up?
I'm probably gonna fuck me up, so yeah. I say
I
you
know,
go.
yeah,
You go for it.
I know where Cody's is going.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, hey, for real though, it's all good if you don't want to talk about it. Like it's, or if you can't. Like I didn't know if I could or couldn't. Honestly, like
I didn't want to
Yeah.
speak about my uncle Matt, but I did. So
yeah. Why? But
happens.
you don't have to though.
Yeah.
Obviously, never.
But no, I'll go. My first one, the one that sticks out the most, is my grandpa, which was my mom's dad. I probably was 11-ish, 10, 11, somewhere in that range. Um,
Yeah, we were in middle
so
school.
so a couple years prior, he had gotten cancer and beat it, and he was good, went into remission. Then he ended up getting cancer again, and ended up going back into the hospital and not making it back out. And that one sticks with me in particular because at a young age, I was always over at my grandparents' house, and I was always like my grandpa's little helper,
Yeah.
doing everything with him. Uh, but it just sticks in my head mostly because I didn't go see him in the hospital. I went to him one time, and it kind of scared me to see him how he was. And my mom and dad urged me to go again, because I think they knew, but I wasn't really privy to it at the time, being so young. Um, that yeah, I probably wasn't going to see him outside of there again, and that's something that messed me up. Um, Not being able to say goodbye to him, and that's something that has kind of stuck with me a lot. Um, but then after that, which I mean, I was close with her my whole life. Don't get me wrong, but after my grandpa passed, me and my grandma really formed a bond, and I was her only grandson. So she had a couple granddaughters, but I was the only grandson. And I mean, the whole reason for this is because of her. She's a little 5 foot, nothing, 100 pounds soaking wet Italian lady from Pennsylvania. Uh, the kindest human being I've ever known. And I mean, yeah, he was like the person I was closest to. Anything went wrong, she was the first person I called over, like my mom or my dad. I was always her first. And she ended up having some heart issues, and she ended up passing. And whenever she passed, that really, it really messed me up. Um, I mean, how Devin even talked about her, in the best man speech. Like,
I remember.
Not being able to, like, I know I'm lucky that whenever I do have kids, that, barring anything unfortunate happening, they'll meet all my family, but it just sucks, like, that they won't ever get to meet her
Yeah.
because the impact that she had on me, that's one that will always get to me. And yeah, those two, and then another one too was, I mean, obviously with Devin's dad passing, that was another one that one hurt. It hurt a lot. Like that's that's a phone call I'll never forget that morning, and it was tough. It was really tough, just because it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
And like you said, he was like a community dad, and I mean, what he said, not any of that was an exaggeration. Like, was always there. Literally put two people who had no blood relation to him in his home just because that's who he was,
Yeah.
And it's those are the ones that hurt just a little bit more because it's like damn, like those are the good ones that go
Yeah.
when others, like, I don't want to say it like that because that sounds really fucked up to say, but like when there's others out there who are way worse people and do way worse things, and it seems like nothing happens to them. But and I don't, like I said, I don't want to say that and sound that way, but
But
that's kind of
you also you saying that makes me think of my mom as like the
Oh,
community.
fucking Dave, Jesus Christ! Don't even. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Like you said though, you gotta you gotta really appreciate like that you had that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, 100%. And it's something that
Like you guys
like
had
all of us,
you guys had that community dad. That dad was your dad. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a blessing, to have whatever years we have with them.
yeah,
So
and that's something I was gonna say. Like that's something that I take all of those losses, and I think all of us can agree on this that shows, not every day is granted, not every day is a given, and to just appreciate what you have while it's here. Like you guys, like I appreciate every single one of you,
Yes, sir.
and like I know, again, I feel like you all can agree to the sentiment that like we're lucky we have each other. We're lucky we have the people we have in our lives, and
Yep. Damn straight.
and that's like the one positive to take out of losing people is it just makes you appreciate the ones who are still here that much more.
I'll say
Amen.
this before we kind of move on. Andrew Garfield said it perfectly. I don't know if you guys have seen this clip of him talking about grief, but grief is he explains it as grief is all the unexpressed love that you have for someone, and I thought that was the way. And I'll share with you guys later. I think I watch it a couple times a year. It's the greatest. I think it's the greatest way to explain it. Like your emotional ties, your that sadness, that grief is just unexpressed love. and people, whether it's too soon, it's always too soon, right? Like if it doesn't matter when it is, but like if it happens when they're 20, it happens when they're 80, 100, like you're gonna have grief no matter what, and I think that's just like I think it's just unexpressed. So express it, as much as you can while everyone's around and everyone's here. So
I've got one more I want to touch on really quick, and I wasn't gonna talk about it really, but you know, as most of y'all know, my sister-in-law passed. Um, we literally a couple of days ago had the 1 year anniversary of her passing, and Caitlin was a very special person in my life. Um, she was the first person I ever told that I was gonna marry Judy. Um, we were sitting around one night. I don't even remember where Judy was. She was doing something somewhere in the house. And I literally leaned over to Caitlin and I was like, I'm going to marry your sister. And then fast forward to standing there on that day and getting to share those moments with her and getting to become a part of this family and, sharing the moments with her daughter, with River, who I grew to love so much. And to see her and Judy's connection as sisters, like in real time, and to see still how much impact that Caitlin has in Judy's life and things that we do, and for we were fortunate to at least be able to share that that we were having a baby while she was still here, and unfortunately she never got to meet Easton, but Easton's name, Katie actually was the one who was the deciding factor on Easton's name. We were bouncing a couple of names back and forth, and then, Easton came up, and Katie was like, I like Easton. I was like, well, Easton, it's going to be then. So, to talk about a person who was just larger than life and filled every room that she was ever in, it's, and just like with my dad, unfortunately, I didn't get to say goodbye to her. I was off working, and Judy called me and was like, "Hey, they're bringing everybody in." And at that point, like I couldn't make it home that day, and I was hoping that she could at least hold on till like I could get out that morning and make it to the hospital. And she didn't, and that's something that I'm always going to carry is, I didn't get to say goodbye to her. I didn't get to have that experience with her to tell her, how much I loved her and how important that she was to me, as not just a sister-in-law, but like as a sister to me, and just just a super hard loss that still to this day impacts you know me, Judy, and members of our family. It's it's tough, man.
yeah.
Mhm. Amen.
Um, I had a lot of other things to go into this, but um, yeah, I don't know. Just real. It's just, I mean, it's real. It's yeah.
I say we just take a moment to remember who we lost. I mean, it's empty, but
It's a sentiment that counts, buddy.
Yeah, no, I think it's good too. I think that that's something, you know, I'm not trying to make it sound any kind of way, but, we're always looked at as the ones who are supposed to be more stoic, put together, emotionless.
yep.
We got to be the ones that rally the troops, keep the shit together. Don't let things get out of hand, but it's okay. And
Yeah,
know,
you're allowed to feel things. You're allowed to feel things.
100%. And if people can take one thing from this, I mean, I really would like for it to be that you know, their outlet. You know, I mean, like you said before, you know, if you ain't got nobody,
You got us.
we're here. We're here. Whoever it may be, whatever you need to talk about, whether it's, you know, this specifically lost or anything else, with people with different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're told to keep it together, and you know, I mean, not saying anything, you know, cross against him, but I mean, that was kind of what my dad, you know, and I feel like a lot of our dads instilled in us is, you know, like, hey, don't feel emotion, you know, keep it together. You're the one that has to. But
And
I feel like
and
it's
on
gotten more
that,
socially, feel like it's gotten more socially acceptable recently, you know, for
You can be strong.
us
You
as
can be
guys.
strong and have emotion.
Exactly. Yeah.
my
100%.
my dad filled me with that his whole life, and as David said, me and him watch them both break down on the same day. And I know that it's okay to
I mean,
feel what you feel.
Yeah,
You know?
and he's an older cat. We literally had to be like, dude, like let it roll, like let it out.
That happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only seen my dad cry 4
I
times, maybe 5 times in
I
my
might
entire life.
I might be at 0.
I watched it one time in my entire life, and that was the same time David saw it happen.
Yeah, I might be at
Yeah,
0.
I mean, I saw my dad, you know, break down when his dad died, obviously, when his brother died from, you know, he had COVID, but had a lot of other medical complications
Same
that
with my
were
dad.
on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just a couple of other times, but I mean, granted, they're probably from a different, or not probably, but they are from a different generation where that was what was taught, where,
Yep.
you know, you couldn't be sad, you can't cry. Like, but it's okay to. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be sad.
And all 4 of us are here for anybody that needs it.
That's for sure.
Because we're here for each other, and any other guy, even any other guy, girl, whoever you are, whatever you need, we're there.
Yeah, reach out.
Absolutely.
This is I wanted to dedicate this episode to Kresean, and obviously I still will, but maybe it's just good to kind of dedicate it to all our loved lost ones, because you know they made us the people we are. So
Us 4 and anyone else that's watching this video at this time, quick 5 seconds, moment of silence. Anyone you lost, think about them, because it matters. Amen. Like, we love the people we lost, and we love the people you lost.
yeah. And on that note, whew, I guess we're gonna hang it up on the porch tonight. Stay tuned for
Thank y'all.
stay tuned for the post Christmas.